because by bringing in the Black Americans and bringing in organized labor, this really alienates that Southern Democratic coalition.
It does. And certainly, but I think it's very important to avoid a too simplistic picture of why it is that the solid Democratic South, becomes, as it is today, a solid Republican white South. Because it would be wrong to say that it was backlash against the Democratic Party's support for civil rights in the 1960s that was at the heart of it. And I think your question, which ties together support for civil rights with support for organized labor, gets at the complex process quite better than the standard idea that the Democratic Party supported civil rights and the white South deserted it. That's a story. We tell that often. There's a famous story about Lyndon Johnson being depressed in his office on the day after he signed the Civil Rights Act, the great triumph of his career. And the young Bill Moyers goes in and says, Mr. President, why are you sad? And he says, we've just lost the South for my lifetime and yours. It wasn't that simple, because even though in 1964, 4 Deep South states do desert the Democratic Party, white Southerners remain Democratic in non-presidential races into the 1980s. And when the South goes Republican, the places that go Republican first are not in the Deep South, but are on the periphery of the South.
You are listening to an abbreviated version of The Road to Now. For a full-length version of this episode, please visit theroadtonow.com.